Well, welcome everybody to the July edition of the release review, where we'll be looking through some of the newest features and the future releases in Lumar from the platform as a whole. I think we'll do intros in a couple slides time. So just some housekeeping first. Closed captions. If you want to be able to read some subtitles, I love subtitles and transcripts and stuff like that. So click that CC button on Zoom, and you'll be able to see everything that we're saying on your screen. And then we've got ourselves here. Lila, do you want to do a quick intro about yourself? I think you maybe need to do a bit of correction there.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Lila. I've recently been promoted to senior customer success, so I think that's what the correction that Z was referring to. I've been at Lumar for 3 years, and I've recently just transitioned to working with our agency and partnership customers. So I'm very excited to do this webinar today.
So thanks for that. And I'm Z, head of customer success at Lumar. If you've been joining all of these, you'll know I'm the regular face. I know you might have seen Lila before. One of our early editions, I think it would have been about six months ago, maybe 8, 9 months ago now. Time flies, and we've released a lot of stuff in that time. So let's get stuck into the new stuff that we've got coming up. So quick agenda. We've done some introductions, a little bit of housekeeping. There's a little bit more housekeeping, which I'll go through. Lila will then go through some of the improvements over the last few months and some of the new things that are in the tool right now that you can start using and sort of start leveraging on a day-to-day basis. We'll then go through some of what's coming in the next few months and then slightly beyond as well. Little spoiler, we've got some AI stuff which we'll be going through, which is really exciting and really cool. And then we'll close with some questions and answers. So housekeeping, I know we went through the closed captions, but the next one is just any questions, please feel free to type into the Q&A box. You'll find at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to fire those over during the whole webinar itself. Don't wait right to the end. We'll have people on hand that can answer those questions as we go along. Any feedback that you may have, it takes less than about a minute to complete. We really appreciate it. It means that we can start or continue to adapt these sessions so that they're as useful as possible to everybody. And then just a reminder, this will be on demand. So if you've got some colleagues or friends who can't join today, the webinar will be shared by email in a few days' time, and you can share it around as well. So a reminder as well, in-app product updates. You'll notice that when you log into the platform, on the left-hand toolbar, there'll be an icon. That's where we'll have a beacon there where you'll be able to see whenever there's any in-app updates, basically. So if we release something new, we normally send out a reminder or an update, and everything will be there, be it from new releases through to bug fixes and so on. So be sure to make sure that you are looking at all those announcements when you can. Just a reminder as well on that, disable ad blocker just in case. It may not show up otherwise. And then the last platform update webinar that we did in April. So if you missed that one, or you want to see what we released a few months ago, you can find that as well on demand. Some things that we went through there were like the crawl safeguard, the 5-minute level crawl schedule, critical request chains for site speed, and so on. So if you want to get a bit of a refresher from that, feel free after this course to jump over to that one as well. And then Lila, take it away. Go through the cool stuff that we've released.
Thanks, Z. So first feature that I wanted to tell you guys about is our new AI-powered custom metrics. It works quite similar to how custom extractions work and still are available on the platform, but custom metrics are even better. So with this feature, you can quickly and easily collect additional data from your website within the platform. It includes extractions and can perform basic actions on those metrics, such as extract a specific word or phrase from the HTML, create segments based on unique data, identify pages missing a section or elements, identify pages with a specific number of elements on them, and capture all instances of a given URL. So this new feature is available in step 4 of the project setup. It's just a little banner called custom metrics next to where you can adjust the report weights. And you can have up to 25 metrics in a given project. Then the next feature that we wanted to highlight is actually within our Logz.io partnership platform. So Logz.io is our third-party log file analyzer, and they have a new feature, obviously relating to AI, as the big buzzword for everyone. So their new reporting for AI bots can help you understand the proportion of requests from Google versus AI bots, which AI bots are hitting the site most often and when, which pages are getting the most AI requests, and whether pages are being requested by AI bots are actually available. So also with the new Logz.io AI agent, you can also answer questions and find insights you need directly from the log data. Then back in Lumar, we have added project tags, which can help, which allows you to add tags to projects to make it easier to find your projects that you might be responsible for and kind of just reduce the noise. So you can apply multiple tags to any projects, and you can also apply a tag to multiple projects. Once created, project views can be filtered by tags and assigned different tags. Then we also have a new user permission available in Lumar now for new and existing users. So this gives greater control over who can do what in each of the projects set up in Lumar. It sits between viewer and editor, so users as a reporter cannot create, edit, or delete projects and start or delete crawls. However, they are able to create and manage custom reports, create and manage tasks, and share reports and unarchive crawls within Analyze. And then in Monitor, they're able to create and manage alerts, sort table columns, and interact with the top charts. So that's all the new stuff that we already have in the platform, but I'll hand it over to Z to talk about what's coming up.
Thanks, Lumar. Yeah, I really like the look of AI custom metrics. I mean, personally, I'm not really the best regex writer. I tried, I tried a while ago, a few years ago, but the fact that I can just type in prompts now, I think is really, really cool. I could just say extract this date for me on every page. I think that's really powerful. So make sure everyone does use that. It makes your life a lot easier. So yeah, let's look into what's coming. I think we're going to start off with just a quick safe harbor statement. Just to note that some of these things can change. This is the general direction of where we're going. Usually we tend to stick to our roadmap. I think almost 99% of the time. This is just in case some dates change and different things like that. So just to bear that in mind. So looking into what's coming. So I won't go through all of this. I do want to spend a bit more time on the AI features that we've got that are coming out. But just to give an overview with some of these, GEO, which I'll go into a bit more detail in a second, is more like a dedicated view of reports specific to optimizing for GEO. So generative engine optimization. Also new reports and dashboards and health scores will be released with this. Semantic relevance, which you can see there in the analyzing data section. This will be about being able to analyze relevant content to keywords and what you might want to rank for. Helps to identify top performing queries, optimize for content, and then prioritize improvements based on search behavior. And then some really cool ones we've got around conversion data. So we can already do that within the tool within analytics, but we'll be looking at the manual upload next as well. So in case you have data in other analytics platforms, you'll be able to manually upload the conversion data and then start to blend it with all the other SEO data within Lumar. And then URL level crux data, which I think is a really big one. At the moment, we've got Lighthouse and Origin level crux data. So URL level crux data is that next step to give the full 360 of performance data, which I think is going to be really useful in the coming months, especially. Let's go through to the AI stuff next. So GEO overview dashboard. This is the first part of the AI features that we'll be releasing. So this is more like a high level reporting on the current state of AI optimization. So this will be a mixture of health scores, looking at the top errors, which you might be used to now. So from SEO errors, we're looking at sort of more AI errors. So you can have a better understanding over what could be impacting GEO health scores, and then you know where to sort of focus your efforts. So I know it can be quite overwhelming when you get a large data set, especially with SEO. we think the same thing's going to happen with geo, and we want to make sure that you're able to then get ahead of that and know exactly where to sort of start and sort of focus. And then that geo funnel, which is where everything else will flow from. So if we go to the next slide, Lula. So optimizing for discovery, it's that first part in the funnel. You want to ensure that AI systems can find the pages, and then your content is indexed. So you want to be able to identify any blockers or barriers and so on. So the discoverability reporting, it will include things like availability, the crawlability of the page. One of the big ones is raw versus rendered HTML. Within, I think, most AI bots at the moment, they don't render JS. So having that view over what the disparities between your pages versus the original versus the rendered is really critical now, to make sure that you're not loading everything in JS as such, that everything can still be discoverable. Looking at robots.txt issues, I think there's been a big shift recently of blocking AI bots. I think it's becoming a trend. So making sure that you are optimizing the robots files, so that you're not blocking everything entirely, or there's no issues present there. And then looking at snippets as well on your pages. Those are proving to be quite critical. And then I know Lila went through some things that you can do with log files with our partner Logs.io. AI bot hits reporting via log files. So being able to, within Lumar, see which AI bots are hitting your page based on the log files that we can pull from Logs.io via an API. So then the next part of the funnel is optimizing for understanding. So AI understanding the pages themselves and the content on the pages. So can these bots that are hitting your page actually understand what's on the page? So we'll be looking at things like the page content and structured data. So structured data, I think, is going to be quite critical in this instance here, with all the information that's in schema and structured data and so on. And then obviously page content, making sure it's as relevant as possible, and so bots can understand it. And the whole purpose of this is to make sure that you can then use Lumar to ensure that the understanding can be read by those bots. And then ongoing research. So looking at the different factors that have an impact on how AI systems understand content as well. So optimizing for inclusion. And this is where you'll see some things that we've done before, where with semantic relevance, which I mentioned a few minutes ago, around how relevant is the content on your page to the keywords that you're trying to rank for. It's a key one. I think one of the big ones is AI referral source tracking. And I think one thing which is going to be very difficult in the interim is how do we then measure the effectiveness of your efforts on AI and GEO, for example. And I think AI referral source tracking is one of these components where we can then pull into Lumar the where the sources are for your traffic. So are users clicking on them from AI bots, or from, let's say, a bot output, or like an LLM output, for example, like GPT, type in a prompt, someone clicks on that link. This is one of those ways that we can see if you are actually appearing in AI queries. And again, the ongoing research as well to identify additional analysis for things like content, freshness, authority, and clarity. So some of the existing geo-relevant reports that you can start leveraging. I won't go through all of these right now, but some key ones like ChatGPT blocked, so different bots that are blocked. The classic SEO ones, which you'll use like for availability, like 404s and so on, and anything with redirects. The renderability, I think, is the key one. So we already have mismatches in Lumar, where you can see the difference between rendered HTML versus raw HTML, and then see the differences between, let's say, for example, the canonical links, word counts, link counts, and so on. And then I think structured data is always going to be a key one. We do, I think, have some validation ones as well. So for example, product schema, whether it's valid or invalid, but then just having a view over the actual schema as a whole and the structured data as a whole. Yeah, so I think we can move into the next one. And then the AI system. So the key one here is to save time with smart insights. So having a chatbot within Lumar that will actually be able to present and prioritize issues for you. So this is one of the key ones where you've got a platform with so much data. I think this is relevant pure, not just SEO, but potentially all industries where you use a platform and it's your source of truth, and you just got so much data to go through. Having something there that's effectively your friend, or your little sidekick that can present to you some of these issues and help you prioritize in some way. So being able to auto detect and prioritize critical issues. So the AI assistant will detect that, say, for example, it notices an influx in 404s, and to then be able to then present that to you in some way. Being able to look at the content side of things as well. So not just from the GEO perspective, but then also the SEO perspective, with explains maybe potentially what is wrong and why it matters, and then how to fix it. And then conversational in some way, so you can query the core results. So if you want to find something specific, you can type into the chatbot, it will go and find it for you. So that's the end of the what's new. This is just a note to save the date. We'll be doing another webinar on the 13th of August. This is where our head of product, Matt Ford, will be going through our approach to geo and AI search in a bit more detail. So what kind of the stuff I've gone through today, but in a lot more detail from someone who's actually building it, which I definitely recommend joining that one. I think it'll open up everyone's eyes in some way, and I think we'll get a lot of that fire going. So the first poll question is, would you like us to register you for the GEO AI search webinar on August 13th? So you can just take a moment for that. This will just mean if you register for it from now, you'll be able to get the link and the invite to join it. It also means that in case you can't join, you can get the on-demand link shortly after. So at least you're guaranteed to get the link for it to watch it another time.
Should we move on to the next one, Z, or give everyone a bit more time?
And the poll's just finished, so yes, then we can move on. And then the second poll question, would you like a one-to-one session to dive into any of these features or what we have coming in soon in more detail? So again, if you have a CSM, for example, they'll reach out to you to chat through this. If you don't, then we'll find someone from our side who will set up some time with you as soon as possible to chat more about this in more detail. Give everyone a couple seconds for that. Okay, and then we can move on now. This is just a note from for our G2 page. If you wanted to give us a review, if you scan that QR code now, you'll be able to leave us a review, and then you'll get a $30 Amazon gift voucher or gift card. I think the key one is unbiased. I think it's always something I want to emphasize is to give your honest thoughts on everything and stuff like that. I hope that it's a very good experience that you've had with Lumar, if you are using Lumar right now. But yes, if you can take a few minutes to leave us a review, we'd really appreciate it. Fantastic. Then we can move on though. Amazing. So we'll take some time for some questions. I'll just double check if any have come through. Fantastic. I can see a couple we have a couple of questions. So the first one is around, just make sure I can read this properly. My eyesight's not doing too well at the moment. Is there an extra cost associated with AI custom metrics? So no, it's within the platform in the settings. I think Lila mentioned it was in step 4. There is a limit of 25 custom metrics per project, but there's no extra cost. So you can get, as soon as you drop off from the webinar, you can go straight into one of your crawls and one of your projects and start setting up some custom metrics. Another question, when is Geo and AI search, when we'll be releasing some of these features? We can expect the first version to be ready by the end of August. So then that's why coming into the webinar on the 13th of August to find out more information, especially as we get closer to that time. So yeah, definitely coming on to the 13th of August, but we have more updates there around specific release dates as well. Fantastic. I think that was everything. Is there another slide at all? Amazing. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. As mentioned at the beginning, this will be on demand. In case you want to revisit some of these, maybe stop on some of the slides. Otherwise, I hope you all have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you on the 13th of August for the next webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.